It's time for 2016 PAFL playoff action. Tonight, the Predators take on the Western PA Wildcats. Let's head to the stadium for tonight's action. Enjoy the voice of the Predators, Mike Hearn.
Good evening and welcome to Pennsylvania. They call it the Jungle. Seems an apt place for the Predators to take place in the second round of the PAFL playoffs. The top seed in the Stars Conference in the WPA Wildcats, Mike Hearn, and eventually DC Marbury. And the bright orange smoke here in the Jungle, the bright orange jerseys coming out of the tunnel on the home side. If you remember back when we were here a couple of months ago, back in the month of May, in the loss to the PA Jags, who themselves are sitting home right now. We'll get to that in a second. The opposite side of where the Predators will be situated, they are on traditionally the home side, on the opposite side from where we are sitting at in the white jerseys. The home press box on the opposite side from where we are in the visiting press box, but gives us a good vantage point, at least when the sun eventually goes away. It'll be much nicer. The Wildcats choose this side, which the Predators dressed in the first time around, because they have a locker room right underneath and a tunnel. The nice inflatable tunnel they're able to run out of while they do their introductions. Tremendous matchup on tap. These teams have met twice before. Almost 3 years to the day. About 11 days short of being 3 years to the day. That, a 22-21 Predators win in the playoffs. Predators have won both matchups in this series between these two. The other one 40-12. Now, it's a little bit different. When you look at just numbers, they tell you these kind of games shouldn't be close. But the Predators team on the other side doesn't really know what that means, and I don't think they care, to be honest with you. It's a WPA offense has been off for, close to a month. They average close to 30 points a game. They give up just 6. The Predators, at 6-6, actually give up more points per game than the offense scores. A big part of that is the fact that the offense has given away quite a few turnovers. There are more than 20 turnovers by the 3 men who have played quarterback in this game. The national anthem on its way. We'll get to the starting lineups and the kickoff when we come back. Tonight's game again brought to you by Full Tank Transportation.
A visit to African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio is bound to bring out the kid in all of us. After all, it's not just your ordinary trip to the zoo. It's a jungle adventure. You'll feel like you're leading the expedition as you ride through the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals if you dare, and capture the moment on film for your unbelieving friends. Better yet, bring them along. See rare and exotic animals from around the world, including the world's largest antelope, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on earth, the African warthog. Enjoy a camel or pony ride, or browse through the Simba Lodge gift shop with items from around the globe. Sit in on live educational shows or cheer on your favorite porker in Pork Chop Downs. There's so much to see and do at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the signs. Just 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Get to the chopper! This is Predators playoff football.
Back here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network, ready for action. Mike Hearn and DC Marbury in week number 13 is 6-6 for the Predators, 4-4 in PAFL play. Good enough to earn a 4 seed and host the PA Jags last weekend. That an interesting game because the Predators put themselves in a hole early, 14 points to be exact, and then clawed out 31 straight points to win that game 31-14. Could have been bigger, but Predators left a handful of opportunities on the board. 3 turnovers. Delmar Cunningham on the defensive end turned it into 3 defensive takeaways. And it'll be the Predators who will get the football first against the 10-0 number 1 seed in the Western PA Wildcats. So the Predators send back Terrence Brown and Corn Strickland. And those 2 guys, especially Corn, throughout the playoffs in his career, have produced in this situation. Low line drive. It'll be off the hands of A.J. Cephas. Roll away. Picked up by Brown now at the 20. Shifts hands into left. He's got a hole up the middle. He's going to try and catch the blocking, but just 1 foot right out there, and he was grabbed right around the ankles by the upman in Deontay Connor out of Steel Valley High School for the Wildcats.
Man, I tell you, Mike, if he would have had just a half a more block, that would have been, he wouldn't have been about, there was nobody in front of him for about another 15 yards.
But instead, it'll be good field position for the Predators as they start the first drive here at the 36. 14:53, sunny and 82 degrees here at Valley High School as they try and set the chains. Doesn't matter where you go, that's always a big thing. And an offense directed by Slap Thompson. Taking a look at what he has done this year. David, 50 of 110 throwing the football, 45.5% completion. 607 yards, which puts him just 47 yards behind Julian Drish for the team lead. But the 2 of them differ in this one category. Thompson has thrown 6 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Drish has thrown 8 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Slap's been the bigger runner of the 2 as he's run 46 times for 96 yards and had that 6-yard touchdown scamper last week against the Jags.
Those aren't bad stats, Mike. We would have been able to tack on another a 2-point conversion, but we know how that happened. That we're in Erie.
Well, we're not going back to that today. 5 shutouts in 9 games for a defense for WPA that's given up just 59 points on the season, and almost half of those coming against South Buffalo. So 1st and 10, modified pistol set here for the Predators as they traverse right to left. Red helmets, white jerseys, white pants, red numerals in the black trim. Defense sold out against the run up the middle, and here's the handoff. Who cares? London Van Zant across the 50-yard line.
Okay, there was a clear statement by Coach Gambrell that we don't care. We're gonna come right down your throat. Love the call in the first play. Huge gain on first down.
19 yards for London and a FatCoberTees.com first down. I tell you what, and that's one thing that Coach Bobby Gambrell, the interim tag has been removed. 2-1 on the year. He talked about it, and I just talked to him about it about an hour ago. The defensive ends have a lot of sacks for this squad, but they will over-pursue up the field at times. If you can beat them up the middle, and that looks like what the Predators were going to try and do here, but they just fumbled away the football. And a misunderstanding. They whistled it dead, despite the fact that I'm not really sure that anybody touched Morty Ivory, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. But he was off to the races. The bad snap fumble right out of the hands of Slap as he tried to put it off the turf and into the hands of Derek Slocum. It would have been better kept to just keep it himself, but the Predators turn over the football and end their first drive quickly.
You know, Mike, on that play, it looked like the play call was going to go to one side, and the quarterback maybe didn't try to hand off to the right side of the running back. So you got to put that on Slap. He could have kept it.
So the Predators, I believe, are going to have to blow a timeout here. They will. Did not even remotely have their entire defense on the field. And now the officials will look into the sunlight, say exactly that. Predators call the timeout. So one play and then the fumble for this offense. And that has been the one thing that this Predators offense has struggled with all season long. If you just look at the fumble number, Slap Thompson now, if you give that one to him, that's 4 for him. Drish has got 3 himself. So 7 fumbles from your quarterbacks, not counting the fact that they've thrown 16 picks.
To still be in the position that we're in to be in the second round of playoffs with those kind of stats is still pretty staggering. We'll take it because some of this defense has had some struggles this year, but when it counts, they've been showing up.
I'll need to do that here on the first down handoff play. A gain into Predators territory from left to right. Pickup of 6 yards for WPA. They're not going to do a lot of fancy things. I believe that was Cameron Dixon. It's black shells, orange jerseys, the metallic silver numerals, black pants with a white checker stripe down the right side. Actually, it's Marcus Littlejohn out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania, with the tackle. Busted play. Sitgrave's going to try and chase down the quarterback for the Wildcats. He'll spin away. He's going to get inside Predators territory down to the 35 before he's driven down. Man, what a run. And good recognition by Michael Wilson, who leads the PAFL in rushing touchdowns, and he's in the top 3 in rushing yards. He just beat that busted play. He never gave up on it. And it'll serve as a first down, I would imagine, either way.
Yeah, you gotta make those tackles. There was about five hands on him before he got tackled for that final to go down. Glad the sound's out of my ears.
We'll give him 16 yards and a first down, and 5 of the yards are about to go back into the category of the Predators. Make it 1st and 15 because the end in Tyrone Ezel just jumped off sides.
Yeah, he was going straight towards that linebacker, so they're about to pull some type of draw play, looks like. He was headed straight for Marcus.
Speaking of Marcus Steele, the middle linebacker. Now 4-by-1 set on 1st and 15. And the inside handoff is met almost immediately, and the suplex right through the middle. Gambrell comes up with the tackle. Jamal, one of the leading tacklers this season for the Predators, stops Cameron Dixon from Andrew Williams, rather, from getting anywhere.
I can't tell from the spot of the ball, but it looks like it really did go nowhere. So
no gain on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 15. Now the clap of the hands, the play action pass, looking deep down the sideline. Caught, and
that'd be 1st and goal. They're call that a completion, number 7.
Just jumping inside, Deshaun Coleman. 9th reception of the year. And a 20-yard pickup, another FatCobraTees.com first down, and that's what teams have had against them all season long, is this offense just jumping on you repeatedly. 1st and goal now at the 3.
Hassan's got to have a short memory. He had good position on the ball. The receiver made a good adjustment and came inside of him at the very last moment and made that catch. Good catch.
Remember back to last week, the defense got beat on a play like that right before he had a 100-yard pick 6 in Hassan Brown. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Single back formation. They'll shift into the shotgun. As off of the right hip is Andrew Williams. And he will not get the handoff. It'll be cut by the quarterback trying to get around the right side. He'll dive for the end zone.
Yeah, he got it. He got inside. He was able to catch Delmar a little bit flat-footed. Delmar wasn't ready to make that tackle. He was still in the sliding position as the quarterback came forward, so he gave up that inside, gave up that leverage, and from 3 yards out, he's a big quarterback too.
So now that is rushing touchdown number 7 on the year for the league's leader. Comes with 11:31 to go in the quarter. Just 5 plays to go 52 yards for this Wildcats offense. And that will bring on the kicker. And Jim Taylor, 14 out of 14 on the year for the PAFL All-Star. Snap down, kick is up. And it's good. So the extra point is good, and it's now a 7-0 WPA lead. 11:31 to go in the first quarter here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Honey, stripes or something.
We're running so late.
Introducing Pizza Hut Stuffed Garlic Knots Pizza.
Come on, gotta go. Hold on, can you zip me up?
An appetizer and pizza all in one. Makes the night in feel like a night out.
We just started on the appetizer.
16 hand-rolled cheese stuffed garlic knot appetizers baked into the crust of a large one-topping pizza. The new stuffed garlic knots pizza, an unbelievable amount of food, just $12.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
Back to the action. This is Northeast Ohio Predators football.
First quarter here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. It's a 7-0 lead for the number 1 seed in the Stars Conference in the WPA Wildcats. Again, a third all-time meeting between these two squads. Predators owning a 2-0 advantage in the series, and they would like to keep it that way, but it's been a recurring theme in the games that the Predators have won the last handful of years. Almost like this team has to get down and challenge themselves. You wouldn't put yourself in a hole, you wouldn't have that issue. Taylor kicks it off. Now it'll be fielded and dropped by Taz Jackson at the 20. He'll try and spin away, see if he can get some blocking. Nope, he'll find a ton of orange jerseys. Oh, and he tried to pitch it at the end.
Dangerous play by Taz right there. When you're that close to your side of the field, you do not pitch the ball for fear of something happening, a deflection, and an automatic fumble for 6.
Well, given the fact that he was surrounded by so many orange jerseys, too, not real 100% sure what he was thinking about. And the ball will be spotted at the 24 for the Predators, going right to left. Again, numbers not in their favor. 14.6 points per game on offense, 15.3 given up on the defensive end. A handful of games going on right now in the PAFL. One in Perry, taking place between the Columbus Fire and the Cleveland Cobras. Of course, there was already a game here today, and that was in a different league, but it almost impacted this game. Handoff to Slocum, running right off tackle. He'll get out to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 6 for the Predators' leading rusher.
Well, they gave him to 31, so that's a good start. 7 yards, you got 2 plays and 26 yards. I mean, what's that saying? Off the bat, the running game is there.
Slocum averaging over 6 yards a carry this year. 39 carries, 214 yards. If you're not a math major, it's about 6.5 yards a carry. And 4 touchdowns this season for the Hammer. Second straight season with over 220 yards now. He went for 295 last year. Second down and 3. And the handoff went inside, and it was stopped immediately by the defensive line. As A.J. Cephas will lose about 1.5 yards. Kim Steele is calling me. I'm slightly busy right now. So it's third down. And about 6 for this Predators offense. The sun has not helped. It is up over the ridge, over the trees off to our right, which if you're watching on our Ustream channel, you can tell exactly that. It's probably most of what you see. 4-by-1 for Thompson. Here in front of him as he rolls out, comes back to the right, comes back to the left, and then went right again and was run over by the outside man in Dana Brown Jr. His 11th sack this year. Well, they gave it to Morty Ivy. And it'll be 4th down. So Ivy has now 10 sacks on the year.
Yeah, you brought up something that was really interesting a couple minutes ago, Mike. You brought up the fact that this team likes to play from, it has been not liked it, but has been playing from behind. The last time we played these Wildcats, we were behind, I think 21-6 in 2013. So we don't want to do that kind of comeback in the last and win a game in the last 30 seconds of the game, but we do want to show that this team is ready to come out here and participate on the offensive side of the ball. Defense needs to clean up a couple of those errors, but there's some opportunity here. It's still very, very early, and we'll see if these Wildcats can be forced to make a couple errors here themselves.
Danny Skolecki is the punter today. as he kicks one from his own 26. It'll take a bounce for WPA back into Predators territory. It'll be a 20-yard punt.
As crazy as that sounds, Mike, I think you see what happened to me. They were so close to hitting a Wildcats player that
Well, he thought about picking it up and running.
yeah,
He thought twice about it.
he was too close to that. You know, if your football IQ is up, you push that player into the ball, and he recovered.
See what you can get away with.
Well, if he touches it, you push him.
8:41 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. WPA with the lead and the football at the Predators 48. Handoff coming right across right tackle and through everybody on the spin move inside the 40. Enough for a first down after they pick up of 12 on the play. A FatCobraTees.com first down. As that goes to Andrew Williams. Who, ironically, based on what I have statistically, these are his first handful of carries, but another one of the, we talk about dangerous receiving core for this Predators offense. WPA has a multitude of quick and good backs. 1st and 10 now, handoff to Williams coming left. This time he got clobbered as he got to the 35-yard line. Marcus Steele there to greet him, and now he's down on the turf. Marcus has done that to quite a few guys. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Yeah, there's no, you're not going to run into Marcus and, run through him too often.
Well, I think what it was when he tried to spin away, when he tried to set his foot the opposite way, I think he just sort of fell down on top of it. And now he's even having a little bit of issues getting himself off the field as his teammates will come out and try and help him back out. They just said something here I was going to get to in the building, but John Ray from WPA, congrats to him on the birth of his son. Another addition to the family.
Congrats, John. I don't know his wife's name, but
I didn't want to get it wrong, so I didn't say it.
well, congrats to the family.
That's why I took the safe route. But happy birthday, and congratulations from all of us. Now a trip set. Now, of course, 2x2. Should have been a penalty. The receiver started in motion late. And the incomplete pass high over the head of Jamar White out of Aliquippa High School. Makes it 3rd down and 8. So that's this right here. I said, if you've joined us for these Predators games, you're going to think I'm a broken record. This right here is a big play for this defense. You need to get off the field on 3rd down. So far, in the losses, and even in a couple of the wins, this has been kind of a back and forth thing. Some days it's a good thing, some it's not. And Jamal Gambrell is going to be out on the slot against the speedy Deshaun Coleman. Let's see how that turns out.
He's looking
Pump
for him.
fake, thrown, incomplete. Receiver went inside, and Wilson threw to the outside. Jamar White wasn't there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They're going to go for it, and
would.
that's the other issue that this team has had. It's hard to get off the field sometimes. We give up on busted plays. We give up so many very, very long 3rd downs and 4th downs and 6s and 7s. That this defense has to be able to get off the field.
So we'll see what Wilson from Landover, Maryland, and Central State University can do here. The quarterback's got a 4-receiver set, 2 to each side. Sitgraves jumped off sides.
No. Their receiver moved first. So
the argument about him being drawn offside, and based on where the official is, first I think he's going to walk to his left, and he is. Penalty goes against the home team. Second time they've been tagged for a false start.
Kevin's got to be a little careful. His angle when he's coming in at that left side defensive end position is easy to see. There's no linebacker behind him. So what you see is that tackle sealing him off. He can't get back inside, and that's creating a natural gap. That's a lot of yards between a running back, a good running back, and a linebacker. That's 6-7 yards.
4th and 13 now from the Predators' 39-yard line. Hamilton and Weeks get set up the middle. Quarterback standing behind the 45-yard line. He'll take the snap, fake it inside. Looking for the play action. Going to try and take something, break down and run. Is Wilson throws one long for the end zone. And a ball tipped up, caught out of bounds. Terrific job defensively. And if you, again.
Great play by Delmar.
I was going to say, if you've listened to these games, you know what's coming. A terrific defensive stand by Delmar Cunningham.
And the ball was deflected. By the time the ball was even attempted to be caught, the player was out of bounds. So we'll take that. Turnover on downs. Predators offense back on the field. We got to put some pressure on this defense.
Erie on top of South Buffalo in Buffalo, 7-0. That's interesting because obviously that's the second half of the bracket here. A whole different scenario, but if WPA wins, they'll be home regardless. If the Predators win, they'll be on the road next week, either in Erie,
or in
the
South
site of a
Buffalo.
24-20 loss a couple of weeks ago, or in South Buffalo. Trying to avenge the most amount of points ever put up on this Predators defense
58
earlier this
points.
season.
Oh, man.
58-32, that loss about a month ago. Thompson in the pistol, defense selling out against the run up the middle. Slap's going to try and fire one on the comeback to T.Y. Williams. Unfortunately for him, he threw it to James Hamilton, who's about 4 yards out of bounds.
A lot of pressure came on Slap on that from that outside left-hand side. So he's, you got a good feeling by number 17, the bully, at that right tackle position. But he definitely got some pressure on him from the right-hand side to make that play. He couldn't even extend his arm all the way out.
See what the Predators will do here now as they come out on 2nd down and 10. Thompson, the quarterback. He's got A.J. Cephas standing about a foot to his right. Takes the snap, turns, quick throws, right in and through the hands of Williams. And he threw it just about half a yard forward for that not to be a lateral. So the offense running through T.Y. right now, and it's 0 for 2 in that scenario. Of course, T.Y. Ohio State. Got
Interesting play there.
good season.
Very interesting play call there. That play is open. If T.Y. he's got the speed and the size. If there's one person, if he can beat that corner, that's you're already in the secondary. So do it again.
Abe Taylor, Danny Skalecki, Chris Netters, and T.Y. Williams from left to right for the Predators on 3rd down and 10. Ball just shy of the 40. Free play. Flag on the play is, I believe this one will go against the defense. The orange jerseys trying to argue that the white jerseys pulled them off sides. And the official spotting the ball has seemed a little confused. Talking about the opposing coaches and Chuck Arn.
It shouldn't be taking that long to determine that this was, you had an unabated towards the quarterback.
True.
That's.
Chuck Arn and this crew, and he and John Ray, 61-8 in their tenure. Of course,
it didn't take all that.
a Baldwin Wallace prodigy,
Cleveland Lion prodigy,
amongst many other things. So a lot of these Predators, a big part of the history of what is now the WPA Wildcats.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Lineage,
Yeah.
4x1, same four. Skalecki in the slot with the American flag socks on. And I don't know this one isn't going to go against Dre Carr.
I don't know. He came. It was, the guy definitely was in the neutral zone. So, it's a neutral zone infraction if you give it to me. I'm not trying to be a homer, but the offensive.
Now I knew he was going to give it against Dre Carr. Why do we keep going places where the PA guys add to things? Just do your job.
It's interesting. I that was questionable. It could have gone either way.
I thought it was going to go against Brandon Carter for the for the Wildcats. You're right, but
He was definitely in the neutral zone, and as Dre's playing right, left guard. That's
3rd down and 10 now for the Predators. 2 to the right, 1 to the left in Skalecki. Working against Foster. Takes a snap, and Slap tries to get away. Pressure comes from the outside and bowls him over. Wow. If the right one don't get you, the left one will. But that's exactly what happened here. Is Skalecki saying, hey, give me the ball. Let's get rid of this. Adam Rocco with the sack, and he's got 5 this year. An all-star and a former Jag at a West Mifflin High School.
Again, it's that pressure that's coming from that right side. You got, again, hats off to Jamal Jenkins for filling in at that right tackle, but he's getting killed by a very good defensive end right now.
Here's something weird for you. This will be the 6th play of this drive. Just 30 seconds has come off the clock.
Because they're not running it.
Right. It was 2 incompletions, 2 penalties, and then the sack. The sack is what the most amount of time has come off for. Skalecki on to punt for the 2nd time. Got one away. Good. This time, as it'll fade back to the 30-yard line for the Wildcats, who smartly avoided the block in the back. Return man's away from a couple of different guys, and Christian Jackson. And he's out to the 45-yard line, the former PAFL All-Star return man.
It's like there's going to be a hold. I saw a couple of holds. I mean, it's hold on every play, but there were some that prevented. I saw Delmar in particular from being able to get to the runner. So it's going to be definitely against the Wildcats if I can't, and then it should be backing it up. They'll be back on their side of the field at least instead of our 45.
So the Predators catch a break momentarily. Jags, why do I keep saying that? I keep thinking because we were here once and then we played the Jags.
Okay, where's the
That's
flag?
my fault.
Where?
Well, they put it, he was at the 40. They put him at the 45, so I guess that's the 5 yards.
It should be 10.
It's not what he called it. Trip set to the left. Here in the shotgun, leading 7-0 for Michael Wilson. Man in motion from left to right. And Wilson fires one into the slot. Wow. Went
Great
for the knockout
play.
blow to the defense. Dante Edmondson had a hand on it. Taz Jackson forced the incomplete pass. I don't know, though, to be honest with you. He wouldn't have been better served. He'd have just picked his head up.
He
would have had a pick.
Yeah, it would have been an interception.
But that's kind of been the thing for this Predators secondary. I can think of 3 off the top of my head.
Oh,
where
yeah, for
if
sure.
you look up, Brian Darden had one.
He had 2.
The one
in
specific
Erie.
I'm thinking of, yeah, he could have run it back. But it looks flashy when you knock guys out, I guess. 2 left, 2 right. Johnny Bynum doesn't have a catch yet this year. They split out wide left.
Wow, they definitely weren't set.
Now on the handoff, the pitch out play across the 40-yard line. Looks like to the 39 will be a pickup of 6. That's Cameron Dixon, 6 foot, 225 out of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania.
Huh, interesting. The right-hand side of the players, neither one of those right-hand sided of the receivers were set before that ball was snapped. That should have been an illegal procedure. There's no way that ball should have been a positive gain at all. The referee's got to be looking for that kind of stuff. That's Muni football.
Wind blowing out of the west-northwest when we started at 7 miles an hour. About 82 degrees and sunny. Now it's calmed down a little bit. The wind's picked up. Ball into the belly of Cameron Dixon. And he got just shy of the 35-yard line, which is what he needed for the first down. And he is shoved back, much to the dislike, as he has some words. And I alluded to the game that they had here earlier on. There was an incident that caused the game to be stopped in the second quarter. Luckily did not affect this one, but from what I've been told, this game will be on a shorter leash because of how that one finished. 4th down and 1. So the officials will not, they were told not to tolerate anything.
Very liberal spot there, too.
No, that's right where I thought he was. About a yard short, close to the left hash. Getting nearer to the Predators sideline. 5:39 and rolling, a 7-0 Wildcats lead. I would think this is probably going to be a boot from Wilson.
He's been doing some read. I saw him practicing a lot of read options, so.
And he'll just take it himself, and he'll pick up the first down, no doubt about that. As he picks up about 4 yards. And a FatCobraTees.com first down. The 4th of the game for the Wildcats. Wilson threw a couple of beautiful balls earlier on and then ran one in around the right side for 3 yards for a touchdown. Predators all time in the playoffs after the win last weekend at 5-4. Trying to get 2 games above. Most importantly, trying to keep this season going. Shotgun set again for Wilson. Fakes it, goes play action, hold down the left side as he fires one to the end zone and throws a bullet for a 33-yard touchdown.
That was an impressive throw. He went right in between Darden and Taz Jackson for that completion. That was a nice ball.
Bruce Thornton with the touchdown. That's his 4th this year. It comes with 4:37 to go in the first quarter and puts the number 1 seed up 13-0. Jim Taylor, 15 out of 15 all in the year out of North Carolina with his bright green shoes. Looking to give his team a 2-score lead. Snap is down, kick is up, and he hooked it right, but able to get it inside the goalpost. So it's 14-0 Wildcats here in the Northeast Iowa Predators Football Network.
Does your fill-up make you feel this good? It can with Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network program. Yeah! Just shop through FuelRewards.com and dine at participating restaurants to earn rewards. Then use your Fuel Rewards Network card at participating Shell stations to
save big!
Want to pay less for fuel? A lot less? Sign up free at FuelRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Limit 20 gallons per purchase per vehicle. For information on rewards expiration and other details, see FuelRewards.com.
Fill up with nitrogen-enriched Shell gasoline at the Shell Party Mart locations in Ottawa, Lipstick, Kalida, and the Main Street Party Mart.
In it to win it. This is Predators playoff football.
14-0 up on the scoreboard in favor of the WPA Wildcats. 10-0 on the year. They went 8-0 to earn the number 1 seed in the Stars Conference. They used just 5 plays to go 45 yards and end in a touchdown. Here's a kick to Corn Strickland. He's got a seam up the middle, trying to catch a couple of blockers to get to the right side. He's got him going down the sideline. Beautiful block to free him across the 50-yard line by Delmar and A.J. Cephas. Oh, no, it was Derek Slocum. I got to give Sloke his credit, and a 50-yard return. And Corn will put the Predators in Wildcats territory, and that'll change the mood real quick.
Man, Corn was 2 players away from taking that back to the house. I was shocked they kicked to him. I mean, I'm honest. They had to say, don't kick to 25 if you can help in it.
So Corn proves dividends here, as that has been one of the bright spots, I think, this year for the Predators, is the return game between those 2 that we mentioned, L.A. Littlejohn and Casey Gladney. They have done a pretty good amount of damage. Now Cephas to the left, and
defensive players aren't even set, so snap the ball.
Slocum on the pitch out. He'll take the ball, tried to spin back in, and he may have actually been given a yard because he was sort of clotheslined and driven inside for a yard. Sloke, who had 3 runs of his 8 carries last week that were just monster runs. He ran over 3 or 4 guys on the one that he scored on. Now down to 3:55 in the first quarter, down 14 are the Predators.
Corn in the slot against any linebacker is not. Well, they change up and they put a safety up there.
Thompson in the shotgun on second down, pump fakes looking for Chris Netters. who just missed the diving ball at the 5, and it'll fall incomplete. Netter's the leading receiver for the Predators this year, leading receiver in the league last season, 495 yards. He's got just shy of 300 this year.
Yeah, he was definitely a good recipient of the Ryan Young, Chris Netter's combination.
18 yards of reception would have been about good for that here. 3rd down and 9 from the WPA 30-yard line. 3:38 to go in the first. Here at Valley High School, New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Second round of the 2016 Stars Conference playoffs. The DB snuck way off Williams on the backside. Slap never saw it. Ball went high, and it's incomplete as it went through the hands of Jawan Bryant, who's got 4 interceptions already this year.
Wow.
And it brings up 4th down now.
At that point, Mike, did you see how far that defensive back, if he would have even just
Slap never turned his
glanced
head
to the right, there was absolutely nobody.
Danny Skalecki is on to be a 41-yard field goal from here. They're not going to go for it. Predators have got, well, they're trying to send Terrence Brown off so they don't break the huddle with 12 guys. And he just barely makes it. Skalecki and Williams, the receivers to the right, Netters to the left. Cephas back there with Thompson, and now the Predators, I guess, are back to full strength as you realize if you go 3 by 1, you're missing a guy.
The clock's not running, and we are very close to a delayed game.
Well, it would be an incomplete pass, so it shouldn't be running. A flag, and the consensus seems to be it's on the Predators. Jesse didn't much like it on the offensive line. Got to sit and have a nice conversation with him after the win last week. Talking about, imagine what this team could be if for any 2 games you had the same 5 guys on the line. You know, you just build that coherence next to each other. How long did it take to break that penalty? Well, the Predators had already broke the huddle and were walking out to the ball. 4th down and just shy of 15. Right to left for the Predators. Again, if Slap looks to his right, at any point he has not broken the plane to his right. The DB's back way off of Williams, and he's going to go there anyways. T.Y. will try and set up camp through his hands at the 7, and a penalty flag flies. A guy that big is going to draw some extra attention. So the ball, which was spotted at the 35, should gain about 27 yards.
You know, the way I mean, T.Y. did push off a little bit, but before, when the ball came up in the air, he got tugged. His jersey got tugged backwards, preventing him from making that catch. So.
Well, it didn't give him even a chance to turn around, really.
We'll take it.
So pass interference on the Wildcats. Now set the Predators up, and they bring in the heavy set as they bring back in Slocum.
You know, the only thing, you know, what's been inherently an issue with this team is that in this set, this should be a score almost every time we get in this position. But there's always a handoff issue when you've got these two, and there's no way that you should be able to stop Slocum and Van Zant.
How did the Predators just got nailed for delay a game? They hadn't set the ball. Okay.
Okay, that's a gimme. I mean, I don't know what that was, but
you can't do that. So it'll back them up 5 yards. Now it'll be 1st and goal from the 13, despite the fact the down marker says 2nd down. Van Zant is the tailback, standing at the 20-yard line behind Slap Thompson. Thompson will take the handoff, put it in the belly of Van Zant. He tried to run right. He got to the 15. He may have even, that referee looks like they gave him about the 13, which I'll be honest with you, based on the wall that he ran into, might be a little generous.
Yeah, there was nothing there. I don't know what the offensive line was supposed to do, but he ran into 3 players, and the clock's still not running. Now it's running.
So it's the reverse of the Erie game a couple of weeks ago, where the clock never stops running. Now it stops on every play. 3:20 to go here in the first quarter. Predators down by 14. Now, second down and goal from the 13. Thompson checks the defense, just one receiver, and Williams off to his right. Taylor in there, or Bully in there as the blocker, and man, just rudely deposited to the turf from behind. Slap is by Brandon Carter.
He came slicing in from that right-hand side. That was just a good play. He shaded his block and got inside. That was just a good play. Slap was indecisive with the ball.
DTR, dead to rights.
Yeah, that was just a good play.
That's it, and that's what I've heard this Predators offensive brain trust talk about all week long is that, hey, if you're going to have the ball as a quarterback against this defense, which has 89 sacks in 9 games, you had better get rid of it like that, just quickly. Slap didn't do that. He tried to make a second decision, and he paid for it.
And he's got to be better with that ball. That ball was out from his body from about 2 feet.
Third and goal from the 20. Split back set as he rolls out to his right, throws one. T.Y. is going to have to come back for it. It won't matter, though, because it's incomplete as it goes across the fence and back to the statue. So he has missed on 4 passes on this drive. Really 3 if you count the pass interference penalty as a completion of sorts. But he's also missed on his last 6 passes.
What do you think Coach Bobby's thinking?
To be fair, actually, Slap has not completed a pass in this game.
Due to his no fault of his own, the at least the one that went to T.Y. or T.Y. dropped it.
He dropped 2 in a row.
Yeah, so that's not.
I'm just stating a fact. I'm not giving you the reason behind it. So now 4th and goal from about the 20-yard line for the Predators. Minute 45 in the first, down 14. Slap gets a little bit better blocking this time, floats one into the back corner of the end zone, and a fight ensues and an interception as the Wildcats win that one. Wow, they called it incomplete.
You know, the good thing, I mean, if you can take a positive away, they're turning the ball over on the 16-yard line. So, you know, great. If you're not going to come up with points, at least you've got the defense. You're going to make the offense have to go 84 yards for a score. Now, what it's looking like today, that might not be a problem if these guys don't start talking a little bit better as defensive backs, because they're getting sliced up in that secondary right now.
So 1st and 10 from the 16 for this WPA offense, averaging about 30 points a game, 28.6 to be exact. And another free play. Defensive ends in Hamilton and Sitgraves got off the ball early. The throw snagged by Dante Edmondson at the 31-yard line. The problem is, I just said a free play, and it'll be football back to WPA, and they'll gain 5 yards. So that would have been Dante's first interception of the year. And again, I don't know what the discussion is, because one of 2 things.
Either they drew him off. If it's against them, then now they're calling.
The play would have been dead. It is against WPA.
It's 2 flags. I mean, it's.
Offsetting penalties on both teams. Remains first down for
So wouldn't it be the Predators' ball then?
It should be.
Offsetting penalties would have been our ball. Okay. Unless I'm wrong, Chip McLean, you can send me a note about that.
I've got questions about that.
I thought offsetting penalties would have been our ball. Now they pitch out to the left side, and Marcus Steele looked like he almost forced a fumble. Someone smarter than us hit us up on that. Andrew Williams picks up yards out to the 30.
It's a nice chunk of yardage. First down.
Okay, I just saw a Wildcats player go straight for Marcus's ankles. He dove straight at him, so, you know.
Enough for a first down. Handoff to Williams, comes left. He tries to get into the back middle of the field, but Kevin Sitgraves and crew there to clean him up. Gambrell as well.
What you want to see right now is they've got this guy. They've got him stood up. Somebody's got to be punching that ball. Someone's got to be, when you've got 3 players, somebody's got to be punching. Somebody's got to be hitting that ball to try and get that ball loose when you got 2 or 3 players around him like that. Somebody's got to make a play.
Out of East New York City with a loss of 1 on the play. Second down and 11. Now the clap of the hands. Here comes Sitgraves off the backside. Tim Weeks almost got there to the quarterback, who will throw one incomplete at midfield. And Wilson, so good with his legs that he's able to stretch the field and force that defense to have to turn up to where he can cut the corner around. It does fall incomplete, brings up 3rd and 11.
Here's what I like about what just happened as a defensive player. A veteran play by Tim Weeks prevented him from taking a poor angle, which would have given Wilson a tremendous opportunity to come back inside. Tim made him keep going he made him keep flushing to the ball to the outside. If Tim would have stopped and caused him and given him the opportunity, he could have came back inside, and that could have been horrible.
Christian Jackson just checked into the game for WPA. He's out here on the near side, closer to us on the right sideline of Wilson. He is a burner. See what they do here with 20 seconds to go. Throw inside Hassan Brown. They were trying to come back outside across Jackson to Deshaun Coleman, but the incomplete pass makes it 4th down with just 15 seconds to go.
I don't know who he was throwing to. He could have been throwing to the inside guy, but their secondary receiver was wide open. Delmar was about 7 yards off from him, and to the inside. Don't know who the player was, but if he had any decent speed, that was 6.
Deshaun Coleman is who he's talking about, and he does. Played at Hickory High School. He's caught 8 balls and a handful of touchdowns this year. Averages 20 yards of reception. Now the Predators will send back their dangerous returners in Brown and Strickland. We just saw Korn come up with a 50-yard kick return. This has got to be nearing delay a game. And a flat-footed kick, high end over end, fielded at the 40 and dropped by Terrence Brown. Delmar Cunningham, he's not going to drop a ball as he'll pick it back up after the loss. But the Predators lose 3 yards of field position.
Wow. These guys got to be careful with this ball, man. Such a simple mistake right there. 4 seconds ago, you could have turned the. Wow.
Erie on top of South Buffalo, 14-0. So possibly.
Well, we know one thing. 14 points is,
Both games going on right now in the Stars Conference are 14-0.
Come on, I need some thunder, Wildcats fans. Stomp those feet and make some noise.
5th drive for the Predators in this contest already, and we're still in the first quarter. Right to left go the guys in the white jerseys, trying to extend their season, not fall victim to the second round curse, so to speak, over the years.
Second round woes.
It would already twice in team history, a loss in the second round. One time a loss in the 3rd round. So trying to keep going and knock out the number 1 seed. 1st and 10, a handoff. And a good run out across the 40 for the last play of the first quarter.
Got to the 42.
And on the handoff is London Van Zant, averaging about 5 yards a carry this year. End of the first quarter, teams will switch sides. It's 14-0 in favor of WPA after 1 here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Hey, you, yeah, you. Don't let this summer be another string of nothing but video games and potato chips. How about spending the day with some giraffe, zebra, bison, camels, and more? You can even feed them if you dare. Enjoy a camel ride, browse the gift shop, grab a bite to eat at the snack bar, or cheer on your favorite porker at the Pork Chop Downs Raceway, only 17 miles from Cedar Point. African Safari Wildlife Park makes a great stop for all ages. African Safari Wildlife Park, a world away in your own backyard.
When danger is imminent, will you be prepared? Now many mobile devices can bring you critical information from local sources you trust. With the unique sound and vibration, wireless emergency alerts keep you in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Predators Playoff Football.
Back here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, the start of quarter number 2. Predators behind on the scoreboard 14-0, but trying to remedy that as they come out with Slap Thompson as the quarterback. Modified pistol with Lon Van Zant standing behind him at the Predators' 35-yard line. Predators need to pick up 4 yards here after the gain of 6 by Van Zant right before the end of the quarter. Low snap. Julian Drish is the quarterback. He throws to Abe Taylor. And a pass out to the 44-yard line. So a pickup of 2.
Smart play. Smart play to get that out of his hands.
Back to what I said about Drish this year earlier on. If you missed it, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, now 656 yards. He's not a real big runner. 20 carries for 38 yards rather, but he's fumbled 3 times, and a couple of those were deep inside opponent territory, inside the 10. Predators need to pick up 3rd and 2. Terrence Brown is back there with Derek Slocum. Slocum, though, is to the right of the pistol. Why you just don't go hammer here with him, I don't know. Instead, he'll throw the block. Brown won't get near enough on the separation. Defense flew underneath. Adam Rocco again in there. I can't tell you anything big about this as Jamal Jenkins is down. Everybody just got lower wearing an orange jersey than did anybody in a white jersey. And they stymied that play. No gain.
Absolutely crazy. I can't even think the last time that we've gotten positive yardage out of that particular play. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Terrence Brown as an athlete, but we haven't seen Mike in several games that play net more than 2 or 3 yard loss, period. Almost every time we run that play, it's a loss. It's a loss of yardage. So to call that play right now at this point of the game, 3rd and 2, the momentum swing would be fantastic. That's an error. That's an error on us.
James Keck and Roosevelt Collins come out to check on Jamal Jenkins, and everybody heading off and everybody down to a knee. It's 14-0, 13:55 to go in the second quarter here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit from ESPN. Football's played a big part in my life, but football's also a lot more than just big plays, wins, losses, and championships. Football teaches young people about dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and overcoming adversity. Not every team can be a state champion, but every team and every player can give a state championship effort. So let's respect the game and get out and support your local school. You'll be amazed of all the good things you see happening at Ohio's schools.
Football, where the strong get stronger and the weak get eaten.
Back here on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network, Mike Kern and DC Marbury. 13:55 to go in the second quarter of a 14-0 lead for WPA. The number 1 seed, who got a 3-yard touchdown run by Michael Wilson on their first drive with 11.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And then a 33-yard touchdown pass from Wilson to Bruce Thornton, his 4th of the year. And it's 4th down for the Predators. Julian Drish, the quarterback. He's trying to make sure everybody's on his page, but To be honest with you, the last handful of games when he has been the quarterback, it seemed like he and the rest of the offense are not even in the same library.
These refs are they're winding their arms so long and the clock still hasn't started.
4th and just outside of a yard.
And he still hasn't started.
And there's one guy doing both, that's why. He's kind of like you. Now Slocum in the backfield, meaning he's doing multiple things.
I got what you meant.
Trying to draw the defense off sides is Drish. Wildcats weren't going for it till the end of the hard count. Predators still with a pair of timeouts left. Drish trying to change this play to his outside receivers.
That's a delay.
And somebody's going to have to take a timeout because this is not working. Why would you stand there and let the penalty flag come out? He throws his hands up when he's counting down. Why would you not call the timeout? Or hike the ball. Come on, Julian. That's just stupid. How is it 4th and 9 when it was 4th and 1? I'll take that. 13-19 and running now in the second quarter.
At least the clock's running now.
Yeah. I just don't understand why you wouldn't take a timeout. Why would you take the penalty and back your offense up 5 more yards?
Can't take it with you.
They don't fit in the car on the way home. There's enough stuff. Dana Skalecki's going to punt for the 3rd time now. Almost had both of the first 2 blocked, but then had a nice one the second time around that took a nice bounce. Returners standing at the 30-yard line for the Wildcats, I believe including James Bryant.
Good.
Nice end-around kick for Danny. It'll go back to the 22-yard line. And now Returner and Christian Jackson trying to free himself. Clear block in the back, springs him to the sideline. And there's the flag from midfield. And now a flag from the Wildcats sideline as well. They've already been given a sideline warning in this game.
Lots and lots and lots of dirty-looking hits coming on from the side of the Wildcats today. Lots of in the bag and lots of very low blocks coming today.
I don't know how you keep doing that. So multiple penalties. As we sort things out, other scores in the PAFL. Again, Erie on top of South Buffalo. That is the matchup on this side of the bracket. The other side of the bracket, no score from Indianapolis yet between Lorain County and the number 1 seed in the Stripes Conference in Indianapolis. The other game, 0-0 between the Fire and the Cleveland Cobras. That game taking place at Perry High School. That the entire list of games in the PAFL. OFL's got some good games going on right now. Ohio Broncos tied at 6 in the first half, just about 30 seconds before the end of the quarter. Fire now on top with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. 7-0. So already a change in that scoring. Fire, the defending AAA national champions.
I don't know how,
NFE AAA national champions, if I remember right. National football events. Wildcats start 1st and 10. 12:25 to go in the first half. After the penalties are assessed at about the 13-yard line. They pick up a couple of yards out to the 16. So now 2nd and 5 actually as they pick up 5 on the play. 3 of the 4 games in the PAFL right now have broadcasts. I'm actually sort of proud of that we've gotten to a point where there are a lot more semi-pro broadcasts than there have been in recent years. Hand off to the outside and out to the 24-yard line. I believe that's enough for a Western PA first down.
Yeah, it was a good tackle. A little low, came a little late, but he's not going to keep running like that if he keeps getting hit like that. Because he went over end over end. I don't know who that was. It could have been Korn or Taz that came in and made that tackle.
14 runs already by WPA. They've thrown just 4 times. Now they hand off. Busted play. Tim Weeks gets the tackle back, but not until the handoff goes to Mike Lanier, and he gets rush number 22 on the year. He'll pick up 5 yards. So close to 7 yards, what the Wildcats are averaging running the football today. Predators need to knock that number down, at least in the 4 region, would be really helpful. 4 receivers, spread left and right for Wilson. Claps the hands, takes the snap, throws out here into the flat to Raphael Hurd. And he's going to gain about 3.
Good open field tackle by Edmondson in that play. He had no chance of getting free. It was textbook tackling.
Raphael Hurd, 4 catches this season. And if you remember, he played on this field against the Predators earlier this season.
I do.
He was a member of the PA Jags, who again the Predators beat to get to this game. WPA with a bye for being 10-0 in the number 1 seed. Clap, and a quarterback keeper out to the left side, trying to get around, and Edmondson and crew get to him late. I believe it was Brian Darden tried to hit him with a shoulder. A big gain on the play, and the Wildcats now back near midfield on the FatCobraTees.com first down.
Brian did put the shoulder into him. Didn't extend
the
arms out.
He threw the shoulder. He didn't try and do anything else.
Didn't try and extend the hands. You know, you punch for that ball. You got a quarterback running towards you. Quarterbacks are not historically known for having the best security on footballs.
Wilson,
punch at it.
5'10", 245. The Maryland product gives the handoff, and continuing to the motto here is FSU. I'll let you figure out what that means. But Mike Lanier has picked up 2 good rushes. I thought he was just short of the first down, but they're going to give it to him.
He's giving the Sticks crew a good workout. First down, Wildcats.
I know who I will not be casting my votes for when we get to the PA announcer meetings. In the PAFL. Again, both games in the Stars Conference are 14-0 right now, to my knowledge. One of them I can tell you, this one. Handoff to Lanier, runs right into the waiting arms of a couple of Predators.
Yeah, you had
Ty Pryor is one. He went low and got him, and Marcus Steele got him high.
As was Cephas in on that play. Cephas has, you know, they're getting chunks of first down. I mean, their first down yardage is 5, 6, 7 yards. So it's they've got options every second down.
8 minutes to go now in the second quarter. 3 right, 1 left. Lanier in the backfield, off to the right for Wilson. Stands in the shotgun, second time around, claps the hands, puts it in the belly of Mike Lanier, who tries to break it outside. And Hassan Brown comes in, grabs a hold of him after a gain of about 3, right at the 35-yard line.
He actually had the first down. He went backwards.
Well, he tried to sidestep Hassan, and it just wasn't going to work. So now the Predators see the Jags come up to the line. 7 minutes remaining.
Wildcats.
That's what I meant. Again, I apologize. It's because we played the Jags here the first time that it sticks in my brain. I equate certain teams with certain fields. High snap, chance for the Predators to do something. 5 guys chasing down the quarterback, and he was in the grasp clearly.
No! Oh.
He was in the grasp for about 5 seconds before he spun and tried to throw incomplete. And it has to be a sack because you can't have an incomplete pass back there. Late penalty flag. Intentional grounding would be.
Gotta be the call.
There's no receiver within 30 yards.
Gotta be the call.
Everybody was way upfield.
You don't know if that was a pass or he was just trying. The ball was just flung out
forwards with sidearm. Sitgraves and Weeks would have had the sack.
That's got to be,
intentional grounding. Is it from the spot? Because if it's from the spot, it's about 22 yards on the sack. No, they'll take it back to the original spot.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? Multiple penalties on the play, and we'll replay the down. What? What just happened?
There's nothing that could have happened. If their flag came in way after the fact, that negates a 25-yard loss of yardage on that play that the Predators defense just earned.
Wow. So the ball is set at the 35 of the Predators field position. It was currently at the Jags 42. Wilson tries to draw the sides off, and he will keep it himself. Now he's going to the house. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to ask for an explanation about that one. And the clock continues to run. So the clock stops with 5:46. You got to be kidding me. I'm really curious to know. They only indicated one penalty. Again, I'm not saying that we didn't see something, but they only indicated one penalty. And instead of it being 14-0 with about 4th and 30, it's now a 21-0 lead.
Wow.
5:50 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 WPA.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Our D is bigger than your D. This is Predators football on the NEO Predators Football Network.
Back here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network, Mike and DC. On the scoreboard, it's a 21-0 lead for WPA. Other scores of interest, the Fire up 7-0 on the Cobras, near the half. And Indianapolis trails Lorain County 14-10 after one. Nice return by Terrence Brown across the 30-yard line. We'll put the Predators in business here late in the second quarter.
We've got to get at least one score before the half. You've got to get some points on the board. You can't go into the half, and WPA gets the ball to start the third quarter. We've got to get with a score on the board. I don't care what it is. Obviously, I prefer a touchdown, but emotionally, after having such good field position so many times and to have 0 points at this point, it's got to be an emotional deflator for this Predators offense. We've got to put points on the board right now.
First down and 10 for the Predators from their own 33-yard line as they start drive number 6 in this game. Julian Drish again as the quarterback. He takes a snap. Everybody just kind of looked odd. Throw across is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Threw that one right into the hands of Clark Brooks for his first interception this year. And the Predators go right back down in order. And you know, this is what WPA has done. It'll be the 7th possession of the game and the third time that they have had the ball in Predators territory to start a drive. But this is what they've done to a lot of people this year. They have gotten up, and they have gotten up early. If you go back and you look at the scores of their games, nobody scored on them until South Buffalo got 14 in game number 5 of the season. These scores, these are all 2-0, by the way. 25, 51, 35, 35 for the first 4 games, and then 21-14 in the win against South Buffalo. South Buffalo again, who currently trail by 14, up at home to Erie. Handoff on first down goes left past the diving James Hamilton to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play. Brings up second down and 2.
No, a little too much celebration on a hit. Yeah, good hit. The scoreboard says 21-0. We gotta play solid defense. This defense is on the field way too long to have such a potent offense in the Wildcats.
Just through his 5th interception. Defense jumped offside. Sitgraves went long throw, looking into the end zone, and
dropped
in and out of the hands of the defenders for the Predators. But hold up, hey, Laundry on the field on the opposite side. Offside against the defense, like I said. So the free play for WPA will move them up the field. Beautiful night here as we hit about a quarter after 8. At least just if you look at the skyline here in New Kensington. 20 miles from Pittsburgh-ish, depending on who's driving, how many hands they're using on the wheel. Unless they're my driver. That's a completely different thing.
Did you come here with Danny?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
Michael Wilson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to his left, fires a bullet. Unfortunately, he threw it to Johnny Bynum, and I don't know if Bynum played shortstop in high school, but he would have had to try and field that one off the hop. Incomplete pass brings up now third down. And I'm telling you, the stick is right. Well, they give him a first. Where'd they? Oh, I'm sorry, on the penalty. That's my fault.
Yeah, they got the
Pat Kerbert's first down on that penalty. Now that'll bring up second down after the incomplete pass. Sometimes it just slips my mind. Right in the handoff. Same
play.
Right up the middle. Last play scored on it. This play, he'll get to the 2, will be Wilson. Picks up about 18 yards. First and goal now as Wilson, I said, came in on the year as the PAFL's leading rusher in terms of touchdowns. He's got 8 now on the year, and he's over 500 yards. This one, though, he hands it to Johnny Bynum. And Johnny gets his first touchdown run of the year. It runs the score with 4:12 to go in the first half. Up to 27-0 in favor of the guys in the orange. Jim Taylor, rather. 2 number 7s throws me off. Bright orange jersey, bright orange shoes. On to attempt. Kick is, wow, that was a knuckleball right up and through. So, it's 28-0 at WPA as they use 4 plays to go 33 yards and put the Predators in a bigger hole.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Back to the action. This is Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Back here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network, Mike and DC. 4:12 remaining on the scoreboard here in the first half. Predators behind by 4 scores after the 2-yard touchdown run to cap off that 4-play drive by Johnny Bynum. Average 5.3 yards. Now A.J. Cephas is going to get a chance to return the ball Unfortunately, he ran right into Brian Skalecki. And if you're not aware, they both wear white jerseys and both call the Cleveland area home.
Brian's a little hurt. Like you see, he's holding his left arm down. Could be his wrist.
Well, yeah, if you had a guy as big as Allen run into you, you would be too. So now the Predators own the football with 4:04. DC talked about this to start the last drive, but good field position once again to begin this drive. Just have not been able to take advantage of it against the defense, giving up just 5.9 points per game, who have won 10 games, but one was by forfeit, but have posted 5 shutouts in 9 contests. Didn't see Eric Pachowski's coming to play right tackle. So Julian Drish will fire one across the middle, caught by Chris Netters on the slant and go. He goes right into the 40-yard line. 18-yard gain for Chris.
Gets up a little bit, hobbling a little bit too. Can't do that.
I think he landed on the ball. And a FatCobraTees.com first down as Netters gets closer to 300 yards on the season. Had 2 catches for 50 yards last weekend in the win. Drish throws, and he was being held from here to there. Netters was looking for the flag, and he's saying, hey, how much of a mugging do I have to be a part of to get a flag here?
Come on, where's my thunder? Stop the speed. Make some noise for your
Back
boys.
into the game, the defensive line. The quick changes for WPA as they send out Twan Townsend at 6'5", 260 out of Aliquippa High School. So the pass goes incomplete as Drish now has begun his third drive. 1 and 2, Skalecki and Netters to the outside. Taylor and T.Y. Williams to the right side for Julian. Inside handoff, back to Londa Van Zant on the delay. He tried to bounce it outside. He maybe got a yard to the 39. They will give him 2 to the 38. But that play did not develop how he thought it was going to.
No, there was a missed block. The receiver was supposed to get out there and hit that corner. That corner caused him to come back inside. If he'd have kept on that trajectory, he could have gotten to the outside and got some more yards.
Davis Jr. out of Theod College with the stop. 23 on the year. Julian Drish tried to run straight ahead. There's a penalty right back in the middle of the offensive line at the feet of Dre Carr. And holding against the Predators. Drish dove, by the way. Dove head first. So the spot is the 40, which would have been the original line of scrimmage. Looking at Kip Davis out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania. 6'3", 225. You know what Theod College's nickname is?
Nope.
The Tomcats. Thought that was interesting. Lynn Jones, who played in the major leagues with Detroit and Kansas City back in the 70s and 80s, also an alum of that college. Predators lose. Really, they lost 8 yards from the spot because he threw it at the 40. It's back to the 48. Got to get down to about the 30-yard line. That's 18 yards for a first down.
He's lined up off sides.
Yeah, 52 is right over the ball.
He's literally, if they snapped the ball, he was.
Now Drish drops back, looking to throw deep for Netters across the middle. Tried to one-hand it. Unfortunately, he did right into the belly of the defense, and Dre Carr just got laid out as they return down the sideline. Julian's now thrown 2 interceptions. A huge penalty flag. I believe it's Adam Rocco who got to another one.
Intercepted by the Wildcats, flag on the play.
And not to say all hell has broken loose, because that happened earlier in the day here at Valley High School. But things are not very friendly here. Predators down 28 on the scoreboard with 2 minutes to go in the first half. See, I've never understood this. Why, when the officials are huddling, why do they not send away every player from both teams? That return, by the way, was about 50 yards on the interception.
Not sure what Chris Nettles was doing, just kind of.
Lackadaisically reaching at the ball?
Yeah, it's not, you don't go for it with two hands and you just deflect it like that. You're just saying, here, defensive back, here's an interception for you.
You think maybe he was thinking he could tip it up to himself? Let
No.
the guy run by?
No, I don't think that. I think that he didn't want to go up for it with two hands.
So they have the ball at the 45. Now they're telling it, both sides of the coaches, hey, we got this. The penalty was on the Predators and declined. So the ball is going to be spotted at the WPA, or rather at the NEO 21-yard line with 2 minutes.
What possible flag could they have called other than maybe an unsportsmanlike or something? And they won't even, they can't even, you can't decline unsportsmanlike. You can't decline a personal foul. What kind of play?
I'm still stuck on the one earlier where
What,
it was 14-0 with 5:50 to go in the first half, and the Predators get a sack that changes field position about 25 yards, and there are quote-unquote offsetting penalties that give WPA another shot at third down, and Wilson just guts the defense for 35 yards. I'm still stuck on what that was.
I've got no idea.
We'll have to get the film. You'll be in charge of that. You have to get the film from these guys and see what it is. Because I did not see it from this side.
I didn't see it. And I'm right up here with you.
So the opposite side away from us, the ball in the center of the field, as it'll be a play action throw over the middle, ball tipped high. And that's the second time. I guess we're going to pull the Steph Curry and just throw the mouthpiece if you're Deshaun Coleman, who's dropped a couple of wide open balls.
Well, you look for something like that to happen, a deflection like that, in that kind of field position, there's no reason why defensive players are so lax to get to the ball. You got to make a play for the ball. Dive for it. Do something. You need some type of game change.
Handoff running right, and even on the trip up, the back end, Johnny Bynum, who just scored on the last drive, able to pick up 5 yards down to the 15-yard line.
You got Marcus slow to get up on that play. Looks like he just he's got a stinger or something wrong with his looks like his right arm, right wrist, the way he's holding it.
Now a read option right up the middle for Wilson, able to spin inside the 10-yard line and pick up the first down. He picks up 5 yards and another FatCobraTees.com first down. So the one bright spot is WPA can't pick up any more first downs on this drive.
No.
Clock running at 55 seconds. Still with all three of the timeouts are the Wildcats. Wilson stands in the shotgun, 2 left, 2 right. And a single back. He'll throw one deep into the back of the end zone of Hassan Brown. I swear to you, just got away with pass interference.
Yeah, he knee checked him. Yeah, he knee checked him.
Not even that. He put his hands out and he shoved the guy.
They'll just say it was uncatchable.
That's the saving grace of it. I don't know, though. That receiver's about 6'4". Now, granted, he would have had to have made a pretty spectacular catch.
Man, he would have had to go about 12 feet for that. And stay in bounds.
Jamar White is 6'5", by the way.
And stay in bounds.
I'm just saying, he got a pretty good one. The jet sweep comes around the left side, And back to the 9-yard line. Ooh, they spotted at the 6. So Christian Jackson loses a yard, and the clock stops with the timeout. 30 seconds exactly remaining in the first half.
I'm going to say, I don't know, the Predators going to be calling timeout in that position.
That's from the PA guy who's on the opposite side. Almost directly across the field from us as we sit at about midfield. He's the guy in the 4th window with a black shirt on.
He's no DC.
Thank goodness for that. We can't have 2 of you.
No.
Then would you be DCA or DCB?
Always A. Always A.
But as we, no matter where it is, as we wind down this season, we thank you for coming out to Maple Heights with your patronage all season long. A couple of terrifically attended games, the last 2 games. The regular season finale and then the home playoff game last weekend. We had the mayor there, really building ties with Maple Heights. Wilson now in the shotgun, man in motion from right to left as he claps the hands and takes the snap. Looking, fires a bullet back to the goal line and into the end zone for a 6-yard touchdown pass. Wilson now has accounted for 4 touchdowns in the game. And it's a 34-0 lead for WPA, the top seed in the Stars Conference, with 25 seconds. And it's the second time that he's hooked up with Thornton.
Taylor on to attempt the extra point.
WPA on top, looking to add. And so far, it's been an adventure when Jim Taylor has come up. He's just 1 for 1 this year on field goals, but he came in 14 of 14 on extra points. Snap down, kick is up. Oh, he had it blocked, and then it went in. Some nights it's your night. 35-0 is the score. 25 seconds left here in the first half on the Northeast Iowa Predators Football Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Get to the chopper! This is Predators playoff football.
20 seconds here on the scoreboard before the half. Mike and DC in a 35-0 lead for the number 1 seed in the Stars Conference. Long kickoff back to Terrence Brown. Fielded it going backwards at the 25. Caught it with the left. He's got blocking out to the left sideline, and he got buried underneath the 38-yard line. Good return, though, for TB. But I don't expect the Predators will do anything of it as the clock continues to run on the kickoff, which is super annoying.
Yeah,
you can't tell me that took 20 seconds.
No, that should have stopped about
12.
Yeah, 11 or 12 mark.
All be spotted at the Predators' 39-yard line. Defense.
So I guess, okay. They stopped it, but they just said the heck with it and just let it go. All right. So Terrence Brown gets a chance to come back in. Chris Netters in the formation. D'Angelo Thompson in for the first time. For Julian Drish, who's thrown already a pair of interceptions.
1.5.
He gets credit for both of them.
He does get credit for both of them.
So likely the last play of the half. That defensive end is offside every time. And Julian's going to try and run. But he slides at the 44 after a pickup of 5. And apparently he's so fast he outran the clock.
That only took 1 second,
huh? And the Predators take a timeout. So predictably, kind of like the pass interference and then the one that ends up being the makeup call right after that. It's kind of how this call has gone in terms of the time. Beautiful facility, though, out here in New Kensington.
It is. It's a very nice place.
Valley High School, home of the Vikings, will be in action here before long. High school football just a couple of weeks away, at least in the state of Ohio. I don't know when Pennsylvania starts, but I imagine it's within the next couple weeks. Of course, at least the eastern half of the WPIAL, or the PIAL, would be E or W, depending on which side of the state you're on. Drish drops back, and he's in the grasp, and he's ridden down to the ground. So that play made absolutely no sense, except Julian gets sacked. And that'll end the first half. 35-0, the lead for Western PA. As we go to the halftime break, you're listening to Northeast Ohio Predators football, brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James a call at 440-897-0497. Wherever you want to go, they want to help you get there. Back after this on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
A visit to African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio is bound to bring out the kid in all of us. After all, it's not just your ordinary trip to the zoo. It's a jungle adventure. You'll feel like you're leading the expedition as you ride through the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals if you dare and capture the moment on film for your unbelieving friends. Better yet, bring them along. See rare and exotic animals from around the world, including the world's largest antelope, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on earth, the African warthog. Enjoy a camel or pony ride or browse through the Simba Lodge gift shop with items from around the globe. Sit in on live educational shows or cheer on your favorite porker